I'm in this video to show you examples of how other artists chose to describe a still life, right? These are meant to be inspiration for you, to give you ideas in terms of how to generate marks and how to describe the objects, right? This is something we've been working on all semester. Well, the beginning of the semester is the relationships, how light to how gray an object might be, how tall to how wide objects might be in each other, and how dark to how light they might be, right? So the relationships in here in terms of size and placement in these drawings are really important. You have so much room to describe the still life in a different manner. Something that's not like polished, something that's more energetic and active, as this drawing is, right? So we've been starting to talk about surface undulation, areas dropping back, areas coming forward, visual weight, visual crispness and clarity, and also expanding our mark making vocabulary. And I think all of these examples have different ways of hitting those road markers I just talked about. All right? So, the assignment is going to be, you want to choose one of the drawings that we're looking at here today and work from it and try to nail the size and placement of these, get into how they describe, and make it your own. I want to know that this is the drawing you worked from, and I also want to see you taking liberties with it, okay? So there's the first one, and we'll just walk through some of these, okay? Here's the second one, and this is simple. This is a real straightforward drawing, right? Probably done with a pencil or charcoal pencil, and you can see a lot of cross-hatching in here, and that's pretty much how they chose to build it up, right? Here's one that's a little bit more complex because of how they build up the values and textures, right? And there's a lot of cross-hatching in there, and how sensitive they are to areas in here in terms of not too light, not too dark, and the values working together. Also, paying attention to a highlight in there and in here, okay? Let's go down to this guy. I love this guy because of its shape, right? And all the value and texture that's happening in there. How we lose the form down in here as it blends into the shadow. And then how we catch that edge again in there. That is really beautiful in there, right? As well as that handle. And I love the shape of this paper. All right. Let's go into here. Up a little bit small, but let's zoom in. A lot of cross-hatching again, you see that? And look at all how they build up this texture up in here. So when you guys choose, oh my God, and you're working from these online, you can zoom in here because I'm trying to find high-resolution images. You can zoom in here and really see, look at what happens in here, right? So I view this drawing assignment in terms of following the path of somebody else that has taken me down and having some fun with it in my own way, right? All right, let's move on. Here's another one. Charcoal drawing. This is really beautiful. Look at how they're paying attention in here. They lose the edge, the outline of the object in here. They lose it. There's not a lot of outlining. That's something we want to move away from, outlining. So that you go boom, 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 and then put that value in there, and you keep that outlining of the object. We want to move away from that, okay? Here's another one, a complicated one. And I say complicated because of the shapes, how the shapes work together, right? And the value of them. And then the composition, it seems like straightforward, but look at this grouping down in here, up into through here, over through here to here. So when you're working on your midterm and you're setting up your own still life, I want, think about how you're setting it up and what point of view you have. And then really get into describing these objects. And I think all these people, all these different artists, they are totally getting into all their objects in terms of how they describe them, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Yeah, a little rough, but I love it because there's tons of energy in there. And then look at this gradient back in here, how it goes from this dark out into here and out into here. And this is a nice combination of different materials. Charcoal pencil, probably compressed charcoal back in here. I love this drawing. Tons of energy, and especially these stripes on the fabric, what they do to the composition. How it seems like this is exploding out of the base of that, of the bottom of the paper. Here's a real nice one. This is energetic and also got a lot of activity in it. Look in here, over in here, back in here. So it's like you're trying to energize these areas by how you describe it, right? Okay. That actually looks like a charcoal, a pastel drawing, which is fine. We can learn from them. Up, small. Sorry about that. Let's see what happens when we enlarge. Okay, here we go. We'll try to find a larger one than this for you guys. But look what apple in a picture. Now let's go back a little bit. Okay, right in there. I love the weirdness of this shape in here and how those work together and comes down into that apple. And there's a tension here about how this apple's cradled up against this guy, right? And so I think this is a subtly weird drawing because of how the shapes work together in there and this in there, how this apple sits in relationship to how that picture sits. When I look down in there, I feel like I'm seeing it at a certain angle, right? And when I look over in here, I feel like I'm seeing it straight across. So it kind of bends the space in here. And I like that. But after that, how they describe the softness of the values in here and the apple and what happens up in here, over in here, and even the shadow in here, this is a beautiful drawing. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, very rough, right? Very rough and a lot of energy. And you would think, oh, that didn't take that long. But maybe it didn't. And this person, it seems like really confident moving through this. And look at these marks in here, how they build up that value and texture. Probably working the charcoal, drawing, smudging it out, redrawing, smudging out, going back in with eraser up in here. Combination of willow, charcoal pencil, graphite pencil. That's the feeling I get from this drawing. Okay? Pears, look at the reflections in here. That is wild in here. I'd love to see somebody go after that. Now, composition, look at compositionally, look at this, how this comes in from the right, and it holds it, that shadow holds all those pears up, right above this weird surface in here. I love it. And then this undulating dark background back in here, dark into lighter grays, back into neutral grays, middle grays, back in, and then dark over in there. Okay. Oh, here's one of my favorites. This guy, sorry, we definitely will get a larger one for this because this is intense, right? Yeah. So I'll find a larger one. And you got to pay attention to the smoke up in here and the softness of this mark making in here. Okay, this is, I've had students work from this one and they get into it. But once again, you're making this drawing your own, but I do want you to pay attention to size and placement. Okay. Oh, here's one with a lot of energy again. And I think you can think about energy being different types of energy, and it doesn't always have to be like very active kinetic energy, right? This is some really nice describing going on in here. Love that. I love what's happening in here, right? The cord coming down is nice. Tons of textural stuff going on in this, and softness of that. All right, and then I think this might be our last one, the bags. I love the bags. Right? Maybe not. No, we got a couple more to go. I love the bags, and when I saw this, I love it. Look at how they developed those stripes down in there. This is a lot of work, but they're having so much fun in here. That, getting all those values and highlights and folds in there, being sensitive to the hard creases versus the soft undulating form of the bags. Well, let's go to... What's the next one? Oh, that was 15. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Hey, we'll see you later and have a great one. Any questions or concerns, let me know. Also, so you're to choose one of these, and try to get as close as possible in terms of size and placement, and then in terms of overall values and textures, you have room to play in there. I'm not looking for you to get every mark exactly in the same spot, right? Okay. See you soon. Have a great one.